what's up, y'all? We're going to get started here in just a second. We're going to give people a few minutes to tap in, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. This is going to be a really good podcast. Not going to be long, but I definitely want to touch on some things. So if you would, make sure that you're sharing with your people. Make sure you're tapping in, y'all, because this is going to be a good one. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get started here in just a second. What's up? How's everybody doing? Make sure that I get all my settings right. Okay, cool. I hope everybody can hear me. Let me, I'm not sure what that was. Let me do one more thing here. All right, cool. So, how many of y'all, first before we get started, how many of y'all are familiar with AI? And how many of you guys are using AI? I believe, well, I know some people are using AI and don't even realize that they're using AI. That's the crazy part about it, right? Are using AI in their everyday life and not even really sure or understanding that they're using AI. So that's crazy because, like, if you would have talked about AI 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, like when they had the Will Smith movie out, and Will Smith, that movie kind of introduced us to AI, and this is how it's going to be with the robots thinking for themselves and growing and developing. That was like way, way, way ahead of the future, because right now AI is, well, you know, AI is more of just like a inside of a system. It's not necessarily bodies and robots, to my knowledge. I did see some things out there that they are putting them in robots, and robots even have feelings. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's hard for me to even fathom, like robots having feelings. But that's kind of how a Will Smith movie was. So they kind of introduced us to their dream / what reality is going to be here in the next coming months, years. This is what AI is going to bring. So, like I said, a lot of us are using AI on a daily basis and don't even realize they're using it. I have AI glasses. I'm not wearing them right now, but I do. I have AI glasses. It's really cool because you can actually see, and you can talk to it. You can record things, and whatever I see, I can project it onto Facebook, and then you can see what I see. So it's really kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I like using them. I'm going to be using them more. But your phones has AI that way you do Siri, what's the nearest restaurant? Did you know you can go out of town now? Before, you had to go out of town, you had to know somebody. Not true anymore. You can go out of town, and I did this. I went out of town. I knew somebody out of town, so I eventually caught up with them. But I went out of town, and I didn't have to meet up with nobody right away. I was able to navigate through the city, go where I wanted to go, and all by just asking AI, where is this at? AI, where can I find the next gas station? AI, where can I, and before you had the people point, you go up here a quarter, maybe a mile, you turn right, and using maps and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, getting lost every time. But now, you can really travel freely by yourself and don't need nothing else but AI. Like, that's crazy. But that's what the world is coming to. It's making this huge world smaller. And of course, we can communicate with things like on Facebook and Instagram and our podcasting. Everybody is looking to start a podcast or something like that. I get a lot of people asking me every day, like, what would you recommend for me to do to start a podcast? So that's crazy. Anyway, as you can see, I got the gold mic. You know what I'm saying? I earned the gold mic. So the golden voice, like Rush Limbaugh. We got to be like I got to be like the black Rush Limbaugh. So we about to start talking about politics here shortly, so I'm gonna have to get into the politics. It's getting closer to the election. I know it's summertime, but there's things that we have to talk about between those two candidates. Biden and Trump. I was going to say Bush. But we're going to have to talk about those two candidates. So, y'all, we're going to have to sit down and discuss and figure out what's the best road to take for this next election. All right, cool. Let me turn the mic like this. I think I get a better sound like the mic like this. That's cool. So I'm just getting everything set up. I had it broken down. Other people were using some stuff in the studio. So we're trying to get things back together. So anyway, here, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the subject. And the question was asked is, why does it seem like Mexicans are coming up more than us? And when I say us, I mean black folks. Like, I rode down today in South End, and you can see them playing kickball. Was it kickball? Yeah, kickball or soccer. You can see them. I said kickball. I don't know their culture, but you can see them playing soccer, and they basically took over Logan Park. Now, when I was growing up, Logan Park was a black park. That was for black people to go skating, to go swimming, and that's the type of stuff like that. But now you go by there and you see them. They got the park locked down. There's kids out there. It's young people. It's older people. And they all playing soccer. And you could tell it's a really big event. There's food down there, all that stuff. Now, they'll allow you to come in and observe and be a part of it. You can watch. It's not like they're going to be like, get out. I don't think so. I've been able to go down there and interview people and record and things like that. And they really didn't mind. They looked at me as a kind of an outsider, but they was happy that I was there. You know, it wasn't like, oh, get out. You don't belong here. Get out. So they was happy that I was there, but you could definitely tell I was an outsider because I didn't look like nobody that was down there. Now, there are some dark Mexicans, but you can tell that they ain't black. So to be down there, but it was really cool. I mean, they was friendly, and you know, it wasn't like a getaway type attitude. You know, they were willing to share the park and things like that. That brings me to what I'm talking about, my subject. Now, the South End ideally was black folks, black ran. Well, not really black ours, but it was black. And when I say black ran, it means like it was more black people down there than anything else. It was more black people down there on South End than anything else. So I feel like it was ours. When I used to walk down the block, you very rarely, you see some white people, like every, 20, 30 house, it might be a white person living in that house or something like that. But it was mainly black people. So I think that we missed the opportunity to own a piece of Peoria, like widespread. Now, there are people who own portions of the South End. Don't get me wrong. It's people that have land in their house, in their name, their family's name. They own it, what have you. But there's people who own land on the South End. So I give big shots out to them and things like that. But Mexicans are going down there and they're buying the South End like it's no tomorrow. Like they're buying lots, they're buying houses, they're buying up the South End. Because right now it's not, and I know the value is increasing because people are starting to fix up their houses. Peoria is starting to look at the South End again because of the riverfront and other things, and starting to revitalize the South End, which was ideally before forgotten. You see the houses, Taft Homes, the Harrison Homes, all of those places, they're starting to revive those places anymore. They're starting to build them back up so that the Harrison Homes don't even look like Harrison Homes anymore. You go down there, I go down there to go work out. I know that's not on the South End, it's on the North End, but you can see the trend starting from the North End all the way to the South End, and they're trying to revitalize that whole area, including the downtown district. I think the Marine is going to be next. The Marine area is going to be next, and once they build that to where it's thriving, all of that section they're going to start pouring money into. So I believe that's the goal of Peoria, is to start revitalizing the South End. But like I said, I think we as black folks, we missed the opportunity to start buying up this land. And people used to come to me like a few years ago and was like, yo, there's land up for auction. You can go ahead and buy some land, and at least you own some land. You might not have a house on it, but at least you own a piece of land. I'm not sure if they even giving away or doing land like that anymore. I'm sure you can probably still catch a few lots because there's a bunch of empty lots and a bunch of houses down there still need to be revamped. But people were telling me before, like, you can go to auction and you can buy a lot for like $500. You just got to take care of it, which means you got to mow the lawn on it. You got to pay the taxes and things like that. So you can't just buy it and just forget about it and let it go, because you will either get taxed. You'll either lose it during taxes, or you'll lose it because you have so many fines that you're not mowing it, because the city mowed a few times and you're out of a couple $100. So those are things, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't buy it at that time, is because I knew I didn't have the time to take care of it. Hell, I barely had time to mow my own lawn, so that's me having to mow my lawn and then go down there and mow my other lawn, and so things would have got hectic. And then paying taxes once a year, you got to come up with maybe $300 or something, however much the taxes is on that land. Once a year, you would have to come up with that taxes to pay that taxes for that property tax. So you have to be able to keep up with it and things like that. And I think that's why a lot of people shy away from it. But you have Mexicans that are going down there buying houses, even some of these older houses, and revamping them and fixing them back up, getting the roof done on them, getting the siding done on it. And I used to tell people a long time ago, like, especially with the siding and roofing, you buy a house, it could be in a bad condition as far as the siding go or the roofing go. It can be in a not way bad, because the insurance company won't even cover it. But if you can get an insurance company to cover a house that's not bad off, and then here comes a storm or something, then you can get all new roofing and siding on that house. So you had a brand new house on the outside, and then you got to just worry about fixing up in the inside. They got programs to help homeowners out to fix up your house in the inside. So by doing these two combination of things, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money to revamp a house. Now, I don't know if the Mexicans are doing that or not, but I will tell you that they are buying houses. They're buying houses and they're fixing them up, because land is land. Let me say that again. Land is land. If you have a piece of property, you own a piece of property, then you own a piece of America. You own a piece of the world. So it don't matter where that's at. Land is land. So that's one thing. They're buying up properties. They work together. I heard somebody say, and they're not Mexican, but they're married to a Mexican, that Mexican people can be mad at each other, not even like each other. But the difference is they're still going to work with each other. They're still going to help each other out. Black folks, we mad at you. We wish you was dead. Like, seriously. Think of the last time you was mad at somebody, like really, really mad at somebody. Your anger was damn near to wishing they was dead. They fall off the face of the earth, let alone try to help them out or give them a helping hand. That's way far from reach. I'm going to give somebody else a helping hand, and I wish they wasn't even here right now. I wish the worst that could happen to them. That's kind of our attitude when we mad at somebody. The Mexicans, they don't think like that. Even if they mad at somebody, look, we got to go to work tomorrow. We still got to make this money. One thing that I've seen with Mexicans, it's like when they started working at hotels. And young black women working at hotels at the same time. My mom used to work at a hotel, so there's money in it. And they started working at hotels around the same time. And how we would kind of down our women for working at hotels. Like, you got to clean rooms. You got to, you know what I'm saying? It was like a stigma over working at hotels. But the thing about it is the Mexicans stuck with it. You still, if you go to Chicago, that's all you see is them working at hotels. And they stuck with it, and they making money with it, and they starting to come up and come up and come up and come up. Yeah, they may be working in a hotel, bringing home $30,000-$40,000 a year, which is not a whole lot. But you keep your expenses down, you keep from getting loans and credit cards, then you can make that money work. Not only that, is we as black people, black women, they want to be single. They don't want no man in their life. I'm telling y'all, and I want y'all to hear me clear. That stigma that went around saying, I don't want no man, they put it in music, they put it in rappers' head, they put it in females' head. That right there is going to hurt a lot of people. Because now, economically, this world is built on a two income situation. So your $70,000, your $80,000 is only going to take you so far. But if you make $70,000 and your husband making $80,000, even $50,000, you're over $100,000. So you just took yourself from lower class to middle class just by having somebody that you love and that you can work with. I know relationships ain't easy. They ain't never been easy. But when you saying to yourself, I don't need no man, I don't even want to work for no man, I don't need no man, I can take care of these kids on my own, okay. But you are dropping your income by half. Because if you get a good man, somebody that's been to school or got a good trade and they making $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year, and y'all put that money together, y'all making almost $200,000 a year. That's rich white people money. But the system is designed to tell you that you don't need no man. Female dudes can't even find a female. Because economically, you cutting your income in half, and Mexicans ain't doing that. They not on that level. You ain't gonna hear no Mexicans out here talking about they don't need no man. I don't know what Cardi B is. I know she's not Mexican. But she's some different type of race. But you ain't never hear her be like, oh, I don't need no man, and really mean it. She would, I got a man. A lot of these rappers who go tell you that they don't need a man got a man. Why? Because it doubles their income. Just off the bat, you double your income. Now you work on your marriage, you work in relationships. If you think they cheating, you need to figure that shit. Y'all need to figure that shit out.